Not getting offered a job at the company I interned at for 3.5 years. Wow. All right. Question asker says, I interned at a company as a manufacturing engineer for a few years and haven't been offered a job for after graduation. I graduate in May 2022. My question is, why invest so much into me and continue to ask me to intern if they won't offer me a job? It's in the medical industry and business has been very good, so slow business isn't really an excuse. I really love working there, but I'm very conflicted right now. So I picked up this question because I think that it's good for people to know that there's, in my opinion, there's really two main types of internships that you could be in. The one where it's an investment where the company is looking to hire you for a full time job, and then the internship is kind of treated more as like kind of like an interview for the intern, and that's kind of the mentality you have to have. And then there's the other kind of internship where the company is just trying to get as much out of you as they can at an affordable labor rate, or a market rate for somebody with your experience. The way that I would look at a company and try to figure out what that is what think about what kind of people you've been exposed to. Have you been just working under a manager, or has the company tried to expose you to other types of the program, not necessarily like in a rotational program per se, but have they made an effort to try to sell you on the company and do a little bit of sales as part of your internship program? That's probably a good sign that it's the kind of internship where it's going to likely lead to a full-time offer. Another thing to look at is the company giving other interns full-time job offers after they finish? I imagine that you said you work for a medical industry company, business has been good. I guess it doesn't really say anything about the size of the company, but like larger companies, they might have multiple interns. Have they given other interns full-time offers? That's another thing to think about. But when in doubt, it doesn't hurt to ask. Just ask the company, hey, is this internship program, what percentage of people that intern in this program get a full-time offer? Is your intent with this internship to transition into full-time offers, or is it the intent of this internship just to get some engineering students working in this role? I'd say that you've worked at this company for 3.5 years. I think that you've earned enough to at least ask your manager, what's the vision for me? What's the vision for this after I graduate? Hey, I'm graduating in May. I really enjoyed working here. I'd like to work here full time if that's an opportunity. Is that something that might happen for me? Is it something that y'all are in a position to do? It might be that they just assumed that you were going to continue working in this role after you graduated, and that's definitely obviously not cool with you. But I mean, you never know. These companies, I don't know how much they know about you or how much they're paying attention to you, but you really never know, right? So they continue to ask you to intern. So I would say just reach out to your manager and say, hey, I've enjoyed interning here. I'm graduating in May, as you know. What can I do to get a full-time job? And what would that look like? What kind of roles are available for me? So obviously, you probably wouldn't want it to be the exact same role because you'd want more responsibilities and more pay as somebody that graduates with a degree. But I think that you're going to find out by asking. I think that that's where you're going to get the most answers. So I recommend reaching out and just asking. So that's my response here. But yeah, that would stink. But I would also be prepared to start looking for other jobs, and don't just expect that you have this one in the bag. The other thing is like they could be giving you a job offer, but the job offer might suck. The pay might stink. You might not get the same type of pay increase that you want. So definitely, just because you've interned somewhere for 3.5 years doesn't mean that you should just throw away all other opportunities and not try to pursue other jobs. So start looking for other jobs and reach out to the company and find out. But as a general rule for people, I hope that my general tips on how to figure out whether or not an internship is going to lead to a full-time job, because they don't all do that. I hope you found those tips helpful.
I'm not complaining, I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated, I cannot explain in layman's. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.